Police in France say they have questioned 90 people in the investigation of yesterday's deadly shooting that happened in Paris.
And they say 9 people have been detained for further questioning. Those 9 are described as people who are close to the suspects. 2 of the suspects are brothers linked to a terrorist network in Yemen. The 3rd suspect turned himself in. His relationship to the brothers has not been revealed. 12 people were killed at the shooting at the office of a satirical newspaper, a publication that over the years had caricatured the Prophet Muhammad. In some major U.S. cities last night, vigils remembered the journalists killed. In San Francisco, people waved small French flags and held up pens to show support for free speech. Some are viewing the shooting as an assault on democracy. Continuing our coverage, Fox 11's Andrew Lacombe brings us multiple views.
After the attack in Paris, many vigils and social media posts are popping up in support of free speech. The reaction is not surprising to a UW-Madison journalism ethics professor.
I think it's the ultimate attack on freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Things don't get much more extreme than shooting and killing people with which you take issue.
A national political cartoonist says the world ought to be outraged.
The pen is mightier than the sword, and frankly, these acts of barbarism, whether you agree with the cartoons or not, should not stand. Freedom must endure.
A newspaper cartoon artist from our area is expressing his view on the shooting. Former Green Bay Press-Gazette cartoonist Joe Heller sent us this drawing, which he labels the appropriate response from cartoonist to terrorist attack on French satire newspaper Charlie Hebdo. Meanwhile, Drexel says some journalism organizations could make changes in wake of the Paris shooting.
The more you're talking about publications like the publication that was the target of this attack, the more cautious on the one hand some may be, and the more aggressive some may be. So it's a bit difficult to predict.
Amid renewed concerns about terror attacks, Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson says the U.S. has to be vigilant in protecting against security threats.
There's always a delicate balance between civil liberties, individual liberty, and security. And that balance point, that focal point, changes based on the situation.
Johnson is the new chair of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. He says the attack does not change his approach to national security issues. Andrew Lacombe, Fox 11 News.
4 leading Muslim clerics in France have denounced the Paris attack, saying the world would be even more dangerous without freedom of expression. But at the same time, they say they believe the media should also be respectful of religion.